Hi, today we're in Anza-Borrego Desert State Park, Southern California. I'm in a place called Blair Valley. Look at this. Unbelievable. Check out this valley. Holy smokes. I'm actually standing in a place called Blair Lake. This used to be a lake where I'm standing. This is April. Unbelievable weather we're having out here in Southern California in our deserts. This guy here is our creosote bush. This guy over here, here, everywhere. Creosote bushes galore. Wow. So he's a Larrea Tridentata, also known as a greasewood. And in Spanish, we call him a gobernadora. This guy's all over the place out in our desert here. It's known as a medium-sized evergreen desert shrub. Grows about 3 feet to 10 feet tall. He's a prominent species of the Mojave, Sonoran, and Chihuahuan deserts from California to Texas and Mexico. That's why he's called a gobernadora. He's the governor of the most prominent species of all those deserts. Wow. He likes to grow in these well-drained soils, slopes and plains, and pretty much anywhere. And you find him up to 4,000 feet above sea level. So the stems here, he's a deep-rooted plant, so you can access water where the shallow plants, they can't. So he survives when the other guys fail, right? Usually only like the Opuntia prickly pear cacti or plants with shallow roots can kind of grow next to these guys, right? Otherwise, you won't get their water and their nutrients. Look at this one here. He's pretty big. So he's got numerous flexible stems. All right, and the stems here, they kind of smell like creosote. A little oily smell here. Little resin. And that resin, it helps reduce evaporation and transpiration. Lots of water. But it also tends to make animals sick, so they don't eat this guy. And usually after it rains out here in the desert, you get this real strong smell, kind of chaparral smell, and that's this creosote bush you're smelling. So he's often associated with what's called the smell of rain. Wow. These guys can get pretty old in the Sonoran. So what they do is they send out rhizomes to grow new plants, and those guys send out new plants, and eventually it forms a big creosote ring of the same plants, all clones of each other. And the biggest clone is called the king clone. He's out in the Lucerne Valley of Mojave Desert. He's 11,700 years old, one plant, and he's 67 feet in diameter. Wow, so you usually find this guy growing in association with the burro bush or the ambrosia dumosa out in the Sonoran deserts. And this guy excretes a little enzyme under his roots, comes out and prevents that burro bush from growing next to him. So we don't have them here, but out in Sonoran and further out in the really super dry areas, like on the way to Las Vegas, you see this plant. You see two plants, this guy and the burro bush. That's all you see for hundreds of miles out in those deserts. Wow, so his roots down here, they're super efficient at absorbing water. Wow, so the a lot of seeds that fall around here from other plants, they can't grow, but we're in this kind of muddy area, so there's lots of water for everybody. Look at this guy, he's a little twiggier. Here's a big one over here. We'll take a look at the leaves of this guy a little bit closer up. So he's, I don't know, 6 feet tall, 12 feet wide. So anyway, the leaves here, take a look right down here. All right. So he's a little resinous, dark green leaves, and they tend to orient to the southeast on the other side of this plant, and that way they take advantage of the morning sun when they get the sunshine before it gets too hot. And then they have little stomata, or leaf pores around the cells here. They open up in the early morning, and they do their photosynthesis in the morning and then close up when the sun gets directly overhead. These guys are super adapted then for this beautiful desert climate we have out here. Wow. And the leaves here, they're a little bit lance-shaped. See here, right there, a little longer, little lamp-shaped. They're opposite from the main stems, a little opposite there, little guys. They're joined at the base. They're about a 1/4 inch long. Maybe if you're lucky, there's 3/4 of an inches. Wow, and there's kind of like 3 toothed leaves. That's how it gets its name, Tridentata, for Larrea Tridentata. Here, we got some more over here. Look at all these wild guys growing out here. So he blooms from February through August, sometimes all year on some plants. Let's see if we've got some flowers on this guy. Oh, this is just post-flower. See that? He's going to seed. Anyway, let's look at some of these other guys. We got a flower. I don't think so. But when you get a flower here, it's got 5 yellow petals, and they're real twisted. Anyway, no flowers on these guys. They're about 1 inch in diameter, but then they'll go to seed, and they turn these little fluffy white pappus guys right there. See that? And they blow away. But the success rate of these seeds germinating are like, I don't know, like 1 zillion to 1. It's really, really hard. They got to find the perfect location, like 5 years of perfect weather, and finally they pop up. And if they're lucky, they get a tiny little germination. They can grow up. So most of the time, this is all through rhizomes down here at the roots. But this is called the panacea, or the medicine cabinet, for our Native Americans. And it's said to cure almost any disease that penicillin can cure today. Helps with tuberculosis, chickenpox, snake bites, intestinal problems, stiff limbs. It helps treat sores and wounds. What you do is you grind up the leaves, or you grind up the bark, or you grind up the roots, make them into little stews or teas or little mushes to put on your wounds. And that's pretty cool. Native Americans did that to survive. They really relied on this plant here. Here's a little seed bundle right there. Okay, and the sap of this plant, it's like a little reddish color. You can actually use it for a glue or even a dye. And sometimes these guys have a little gall on them, a little circle formation, and that's called a creosote gall. It's formed by, it's called a creosote midge. And he crawls in there, he lays his eggs, or makes a little sore on these guys. And this plant reacts by creating a callus around that little sore. And he gets rid of that little midge. How about that? So this plant is absolutely amazing. If you don't know him, you know, you see him every time you drive to Las Vegas or Yuma, up to Mesquite, out to Prim. If you want to go to the casinos out there, down to Mexico, El Centro. You know, this guy is the most prominent plant all the way out in these Mojave Sonoran deserts. Anyway, that's our creosote. So he's way out here in this little former lake bed, but you find them all along the hillsides, up in the upper elevations, the drier elevations, all throughout Anza-Borrego. And this is what we get here is this amazing, amazing creosote bush, the Larrea Tridentata. How about that? Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you liked the video. Sorry, a little bit long. Please click like, subscribe, all the rest. And I do appreciate your viewership of all these wonderful plants and things we have out here in Anza-Borrego. All right, here's a little cholla here. Okay, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.